Hi there, my name is Mike Brach. I'm here to do a special class with you today. I know a lot of folks that I've encountered want to take advantage of Tai Chi. They want to practice, they want to enjoy the health benefits of Tai Chi, but they can't stand for an entire class. So all you'll need today for this lesson is a chair. And it's helpful to have a chair with a good sturdy back in case you need it. If you've got one with armrests, that's fine, but just be careful when we start leaning or turning. And my hope is you'll be able to scoot forward just a bit, so that way you can really activate all of those postural muscles that we work so hard on. And instead of slouching or leaning back in your chair like this, the more forward and upright you can sit, the better. That way you can keep your spine nice and straight, you can keep your shoulders back and down, and you can really engage your postural muscles. So let's think about Tai Chi today, and we'll start out with a few basic moves, then we'll string them together. And I want to warn you, these moves are taken from Yang style Tai Chi, Y-A-N-G, and if you search the internet, you're probably going to see as many variations or ways to do it as there are stars in the sky. And I know people who say brilliant lines like there's only one right way to do it, and that's the way your teacher shows you. Meaning everybody's got their own way of doing it, and everybody's right. But we're not here to argue about Tai Chi philosophy. We're here to do a nice chair-based workout. So let's start out with some deep belly breathing. And what I want you to do for this is to inhale through your nose and pull that air all the way down towards your stomach. So as you breathe in, you should feel your stomach puff out rather than letting your chest or shoulders rise. It's all about pulling that air deeply into your stomach. So let's just start out and take a few slow, deep breaths. I like to have people put their hands just below their belly button or on their stomach so you can really feel that slow, deep breathing taking place. So we'll slowly breathe in through the nose. Stomach puffs out as you breathe in, and then we'll slowly breathe out through the mouth. In through the nose. As you breathe out, you feel the stomach fall back towards your spine. And if you can do this at home, sometimes this alone is a nice way to just relax and start calming down. But let's do a few more slow, deep breaths. In and out. In and out. And this is important because we want to be able to carry this type of breathing into your activities with Tai Chi. At higher levels, your breath should regulate your speed. So that's something to work towards, and if you're not there today, don't worry about it. The number one rule of Tai Chi practice is don't freak out. In martial arts, we do things over and over and over, so that way we can really benefit from practicing, because let's face it, the training is the gift. So the practice itself is really the joy that we can take out of this. And my hope is you'll see that a lot of people consider Tai Chi to be action meditation, because if we're thinking about the movements and our posture and where your hands should be or where your feet should be, and you're thinking about the breathing, there isn't time to worry about anything else. There's no time to let your brain race about what you need to do later today or what you should have done in the past. There's only time to focus on what you're doing right now. And I think that's part of why Tai Chi is so relaxing and so popular. So in Tai Chi, we have choreographed sequences of moves, and those are called forms. And our forms often begin and end with a technique that's very popular. That technique is called drawing the silk. And so we'll do the arms for it, then we'll add a little leg involvement, and then we'll put them together. So remember, keep your back up straight. That makes it so much easier to breathe in slowly. And let's start out with your arms down to the side. I want you to breathe in as you bring your wrists up to shoulder height. You don't have to go any higher than that. And then you'll flip your palms out in front of you and breathe out as you lower them down. Try to imagine you're dragging your wrists through water. Breathe in, flip the palms out, and breathe out. And we'll do this just a few times so you can get a good feeling for it. In, nice and slowly. Palms go out. Breathe out. And you notice how the whole time you're keeping your back up nice and tall. Breathing in and out. In and out. And in Tai Chi, slower is better because it's harder to move more slowly. It takes more concentration, it takes more focus, and it also requires that you kind of relax muscles as much as possible so you're not really stiff all the way through it. So let's try and go as slow as you can for one last one. Breathing in, slowly raising your wrists up to shoulder height. Palms go out. And then you'll breathe out as you lower down. Good. Good. So that's drawing the silk. We've got very unusual names for Tai Chi techniques, and that's okay. So what we do with drawing the silk is when we start one of our forms, we tend to take a step with it. And then when we finish one of our forms, we step back in. So if you imagine you're sitting here nice and tall, keep your feet together, your back up straight, your shoulders back, chin slightly tucked. And what we're going to do is we're going to take a step out with your left foot. Breathe in and shift your weight to the middle. Scoot a little bit in your chair. Breathe out and sink down. Good. And then to close it out, we would breathe in, bringing the arms up. Scoot back, step to the middle, and lower the arms down. So let's do that a few times. So we're opening the gates to begin our form. Breathe in, step out, breathe in, lower the arms down, and then we'll close out our form. We'll imagine we've come to the very end, and we're going to breathe in as we come up nice and tall. Bring that foot in, scoot just to the middle of our chair, palms go out, and lower down. So that's the first one of our techniques today. That one's called drawing the silk. The next one we want to do is a very signature move in Yang style Tai Chi. It's got a wild name and it's called parting the wild horse's mane. And we start out from a position we call holding the ball. So let's take your left hand and make that the bottom hand. Let's take your right hand and make that the top hand. So your bottom hand, your left hand is just below belly button height. Your top hand, your right hand, is just below your chin. So here we are holding the ball. And it's helpful to imagine you're holding an actual ball. And let's take each hand one at a time and figure out what to do with them. So the first hand is going to come from the bottom out around our imaginary ball. And it's going to stop just at shoulder height, maybe a little bit below. You want your wrist in midline with your chest. So we can bring that back. We're holding the ball. So what does the bottom hand do when we're holding the ball? The bottom hand goes out. And then we can bring it back and breathe in. So let's add some deep belly breathing to this so we can keep feeling nice and relaxed, but still energized and awake. So we're going to take a deep breath in. And breathe out as we bring that bottom hand out around the ball. Breathe in and bring it back. Breathe out. Bring that bottom hand out. One more in and out. Good. So you may wonder, well, what's the top hand doing? Well, the top hand we're going to put down at your side, just at your hip height, almost like you're placing it on a countertop or maybe a table next to you. So your palm is down flat towards the floor. Your fingertips point straight ahead. So we'll rest it there at our hip. We'll bring it back and breathe in. So when we're holding the ball, and we're separating the ball, the top hand, we know, what does it do? It goes down towards our hip and we'll park it there. So let's breathe in and bring it back up. And we'll breathe out and lower it down. Good, so now we're ready for a two-part movement, I think. So let's take a deep breath in. We'll put those hands together. Not literally, not like this. We'll put the hand movements together. So breathe in, and what did the bottom hand do? Well, it went out, didn't it? What did the top hand do? It went down. And then we can breathe in and gather the ball back up again. So we can bring the bottom hand out and the top hand down, come back and hold the ball. And our goal is to try and make it smooth and steady so we're able to do both hands at once. But if you think back to our #1 rule of Tai Chi, especially in this format, don't freak out. We're going to get this. And if you need to replay this video over and over, that's okay, because more practice is better than no practice, right? And this is how everybody gets better. So we're holding the ball, and let's try and do it as one smooth motion. So we'll take a deep breath in, and we'll breathe out and separate. The bottom hand goes out, the top hand goes down. And then we'll bring the arms back and we'll gather. Separate. Gather. Separate. Gather. Separate. Gather. One more. Separate. And gather. So we can relax the arms for a second. Let's think about the feet just a bit, okay? So let's think about how we can do this. So let's try turning slightly away from your bottom hand. So if we started out with your left hand as your bottom hand, we're going to turn slightly to the right of your chair, okay? Make sure you still have plenty of seat underneath your bottom though. But I want to make sure you're able to sit up tall, turn your knees to the corner of the room. And let's think about what our legs can do. And to get our hands out of the way, you can just put your hands on your hips. I want you to bring that left foot out on the heel and then roll it forward as you turn your body forward and flatten it out. So we'll come back, step out, roll forward and flatten forward. This is my dog Lana. She didn't want to go outside during this video, so we've got a guest who's joining us, and hopefully you can still see what's going on. But she is a wonderful girl. She's an 11-year-old shepherd mix, and she's sweet as can be, unless you're a stranger knocking on our door. Anyway, let's get back to work. So we're sitting with our feet turned to the right, and we step out wide on the heel and roll forward, flattening the foot, turning our hips straight ahead. Let's do it again. Feet together, step out, roll forward and flatten out. Again, so we're getting a nice little rotation here in the chair. Step out, roll forward and flatten out. Let's do one more. We'll add the breathing. Step out on the heel and breathe out the whole way. You turn and flatten out. Now let's add the hands with the legs. So we're holding the ball. We're minding our own business. All of a sudden, slow motion Tai Chi attack. We'll step out on the heel. And the entire time we flatten forward and turn forward, we're separating our hands. Let's try it again. Holding the ball, left hand on the bottom, right hand on top. Remember, slower is better. Take a deep breath in, step out, turn, separate, and flatten your foot. Come back and hold the ball. Again, step out on the heel, turn, separate, flatten, come back, and hold the ball. One more here. Slow as you can. Take a deep breath in. Backs up straight. We're feeling good. Step out. Breathe out. Separate and flatten. So when you finish, your front foot is pointed straight ahead. Your back is up straight. Your shoulders are pointed forward. And you've separated your ball. So that's the first side. Let's try the other side. So we'll go back to just doing the hands again, because somehow when we change sides, it's like doing something completely different. So now we've got your right hand on the bottom. Where does the bottom hand go? Belly button height. And then your top hand we'll put just below your chin. Earlier, what did the bottom hand do? The bottom hand went out. Earlier, what did the top hand do? The top hand went down to our hip. Fingertips point straight ahead, palm down flat towards the floor. Let's gather the ball back up. So we bring our right hand back to the bottom, left hand back to the top. Breathe in, breathe out. Bottom hand goes out, top hand goes down. Gather up the ball and breathe in. Separate your hands. Bottom hand goes out, top hand goes down. Come back and breathe in. We'll try and do it, if you're ready, try and do it as one movement. If not, keep it as a two-part movement. So take a deep breath in, breathe out and separate. Breathe in and gather. She really wants to be on the camera. She must like you guys. Breathe out and separate. Breathe in and gather. Breathe out and separate. Breathe in and gather. One more. Separate. And gather. So now we'll turn to the left corner of your chair. So we've got your feet on the left corner of the chair. And earlier, what did our feet do? Well, we took a step out in front. Your foot was on the heel. And then we turned your hips forward just a bit as we flattened the front foot on the carpet. So again, we'll take a big step out. Roll forward onto that foot. Keep your back up straight and turn your hips forward. Again, step out, roll forward and flatten the foot. Come back. Again, roll forward and flatten the foot. Come back. One more. Step out, roll forward and flatten the foot. Come back. Now we'll do it putting the feet together and the hands together. So we've got your right hand on the bottom. Your left hand is on top. And what are we going to do? We're going to take a deep breath in. Step forward out on the heel. roll the front foot forward, and as you flatten it out, we're separating your hands. Bottom hand goes out, top hand goes down. And we'll bring it back and gather. Step out, separate, come back, gather. Step out, separate, come back, and gather. Again, step forward, separate, come back, and gather. Even slower. Separate, and gather. Good. So you can see we're getting good postural control, keeping our backs up straight. We're getting good coordination, moving two hands at the same time. We're getting good deep belly breathing, which helps everything to relax and function better. And we're getting a little leg involvement and some turning. So that's all we've got for you for now. But from the co-star of the show, Lana, and from me, I wish you good luck practicing. Keep your hands up. We're all in this thing together. In our next video, I'll do a couple more techniques, and then we'll do another video, lesson 3. We'll string together all of those techniques. So please keep practicing. Use these videos over and over to work on your mechanics, and hopefully we can keep building some strength, maintaining some mobility, and more importantly, managing that stress level. So, you want to say goodbye to them? She's a good girl. See you next time.